Good morning, everyone. Welcome to My Life's Toil. I'm Neil, and if you've been following me before, you'll know that I've been using Mounjaro weight loss injections to help me lose weight in basically a bid to become healthier due to some underlying health concerns, which on one hand are vastly improving, i.e., my blood pressure used to be sky high, but now tends to be in the normal ranges. My cholesterol is improving. It's not quite where it needs to be yet, but it's getting there. And all this in 89 days. So, literally at 3 months, I have been on Manjaro and it is going well. If you have been following me over the last couple of weeks, you'll know that I've been a little bit off colour and a little bit poorly. And that's something that we haven't attributed necessarily to the Manjaro, but it's something that's being looked into. I'm currently on a long course of antibiotics and having some investigations done. And as soon as I can update people with what's going on with that, I will, because I've had some lovely support from a lot of great people in this fantastic community that we have on YouTube. So I have not followed the Manjaro guidance per se, and in so much that I haven't come off like some people jab at different times and use different doses. I've literally stayed on a lower dose, started on the 2.5s for the first month, and have remained for the subsequent months on 5 milligrams. And that's worked well for me. And I still get some of the side effects, not the nasty side effects like these ones here. If you have any of these, you need to get checked out straight away. But what people tend to complain of more is things like the nausea, even vomiting at times. Constipation is quite a big one. Minor abdominal cramps. Lethargy is another one. And this is why I've been a little bit lethargic the last couple of weeks. That I think it's certainly added to some existing problems. And like I say, I've had a bit of an infection that I'm currently on antibiotics for and awaiting some of the tests as well. I'm not going to dwell on that too much this week. Today, it's the weekend. It's bank holiday weekend here, so it's Sunday. It's the late May bank holiday in the UK. So if you can tell, it's sunny currently, but it won't be for long. It has been raining all morning. Otherwise, I'd have been outside in the garden like I did on Wednesday's jab day injection. But no, playing it safe, so I'm staying indoors today. I have already done my weights and measurements. So let's get them out of the way and then we'll have a little chat to see how things have been going for the last week and what I'm planning for the next week moving forward. Now, I've only been measuring my chest and waist of late, wished in a way because it would have been a good idea to have done more measurements, but I've left it too late now. So I've just gone with them. I was doing my thigh, but it seemed to sort of not move much. Although people have been commenting that my legs look skinny just lately, and maybe I should have kept it going and I'd have known. Maybe I could pick back up on it because it would be quite a jump if I do start measuring that again. But not today. We'll do that next week. Looking up there because that's where I've got my previous measurements written. So chest measurement last week was 116.5 centimeters, which is 45.8 inches. That seems quite accurate, doesn't it? This week, half a centimeter off on my chest, 116 centimeters. My waist measurement last week was 112 centimeters, which is just over 44 inches. My starting waist measurement actually was 126 centimeters, which was 49.6 inches back at the start of the journey. And today, 111 centimeters, which is just over 43 and a half inches. So quite pleased with that. But then to report on my weight, I'm really quite pleased this week again. Last week's weight, which was 112.2 kilos, 247 pounds, which is 17 stone 9 pounds. Now, if you remember, you won't remember, It was 135.6 kilograms at the start, which is 299 pounds, 21 stone, 5 pounds. So from last week to this week, I went from 112.2. Today, I'm 110.5, which is 244 pounds, which is about 17 stone and 6 pounds. So about 3 pounds and a bit off in the week, which I'm really quite pleased with. And as I always say, I'm chuffed with that. It's going in the right direction. And I'm particularly chuffed this week because I've purposely had a few little treats. And the reason beyond this was, one, I've been listening to a lot of the people that have been writing in with the comments about my calorie deficit, which has been a little lower than it should be at times. I have been aiming between 1600 and 1800 a day. And that certainly hasn't helped with how I've been feeling, especially when I've been a bit poorly. So people have said just up it a little bit. So what I've done is I've just still been eating healthy, but I've been having the odd little treat in way of a couple of times I've had a bit of ice cream and some fruit. I've still counted the calories and I've kept it around the 1800. It's not been every day, but I've not craved it. I've actually sort of pushed myself into having it because I'm still feeling not hungry very much at all. Still during the day, especially been reminding myself to actually eat something, which is where the meal replacement shakes come in useful. And I have been swapping between the Huel shakes and the Y Food ones. Like I say, not every day. Sometimes I'll have, I will have oats in the morning when I feel like it, but I sometimes have to push myself. And I tell you what has helped, and I know I've pushed this a little bit lately, it's having the Supreva just to flavour it up a little bit because there's no real calories in them at all. But it really transforms the taste of something like porridge. The overnight oats is really good with it. But the other thing, and I'm going to show you a bit more about this in the next video, I've got the other flavours of the Supreme. So I've got the chocolate and the vanilla one that's come through as well. And I'm going to show you how use it and make a smoothie and really give it some flavour. So that really helps with that. And I've still been having the plain yogurt with a bit of Supreme in just as something, just to one, get my calcium up and just feel a hole when I get the rumble. Don't feel hungry, but when you get that rumble still, fills a hole. And I do intend to do some more of the flapjacks with the protein powder and the Supreme as well. But I really want to try the chocolate powder for that. The other thing I wanted to talk about today is exercise. And that's because with how I've been feeling over the last couple of weeks, I haven't been to the gym once, certainly for 2 weeks now. And I was thinking about this and I was sort of brainstorming what I could do just to keep up the movement. I still do the walk-in to home visits and that when they're local. I've done a lot of long journey home visits, and by that I mean more than a mile or so away. So I've been using the car for them, but certainly haven't had the inclination to go to the gym because of how I've been feeling. And I was thinking in the last couple of days, how can I get round this? And I don't think it's just because of feeling lethargic. When you get to the gym I use, when you get there and it's just busy and you don't always get to do what you want to do down there and you feel limited in what you want to do. And that on top of how poorly I've felt in the last couple of weeks, it just added up, and that's why I didn't end up going. And with work, I'm sort of talking myself out of going to the gym here, aren't I? And that's how I've been. I've just haven't had that positive attitude about the gym, not like I have with the calories and the food. So what I've decided to do, long story short, is I've brought myself, and thank God for Amazon, and it's coming tomorrow. I've brought myself just a little cheapo fold away bench and some free weights. So the plan is to always have something here at home so I can keep up that little bit of a regime of doing some resistance type training. and it's nothing major. It's just like some dumbbells. I've brought a barbell as well. Not gone overly expensive because we could end up spending a small fortune on all this stuff, can't we? But the the reason why I'm doing this is I was sitting there and I was thinking, if I had something at home, would I be more inclined to use it at home than going to the gym? And the answer I was telling myself was yes. Now, I know from people that have been there in the past, and I know that a lot of people that are in the same place that I am, we've been on diets and exercise regimes and trying to push ourselves to get fit for decades. And we've all probably had gym equipment. We've probably still got stuff around the house somewhere gathering dust, or if it's an exercise bike or a workbench, it's probably storing clothes or something now, isn't it? But with the frame of mind I'm in at the moment, if I can't get to the gym, and if this works better, I'll probably end up cancelling the gym membership. Although I'll try and keep it going. It's not an expensive gym membership, so I'll keep it going as long as I can, as long as I can afford to. But I'm more inclined to use something at home, I think. The other thing I'd be more inclined to do is probably show a little bit of what I do in way of weights, because it's nothing. It's not like we're not doing bodybuild or anything like that. I mean, if you're young enough to get into that type of thing and turn your life around and go for that, brilliant. Share with everyone. Let us know how you're getting on. That'd be interesting actually. Drop in the comments anyone that's interested in what sort of exercise regime that they like, because I'm fully aware that there's a lot of people that follow the channel and take part in the channel that they can't do the exercises like others. And I know there's some people they can't do anything because of the illnesses they've got. So I'm really aware of that as well. But for those that can, it'd be nice to share the sort of things that they can do. What sort of exercise regime would you recommend for people that aren't really able to do a lot? Maybe it's something that we should look at moving forward to try and involve everybody. It's just a thought, because we need to take certain things to the next level, don't we? I've certainly not been doing anywhere near enough in the last few weeks for my exercise, and the concerns will be that instead of just burning body fat, you'll be, your muscles. People are saying to me that my arms and that my body, I've still got a lot of weight around here. I know, like my tummy's going down. The measurements are saying that slowly. My chest is improving, but my limbs, I've noticed a lot of weight reduction, especially on my legs, which is a reason why I'm going to start measuring the thigh again, because they just look quite skinny compared to what I normally have, and people have noticed this. So I think it's important to try and do some sort of resistance training to keep the muscle mass up a bit. So yeah, the plan will be just to do some exercise at home. I'll probably be able to step up, and I'll be more inclined to do it at home with the way I feel now. Hopefully, you can keep me going, because, as I've said before, the positivity from everybody out there keeps me going, and hopefully, I keep a lot of people going as well. And we've just got to keep that momentum up, haven't we? And I don't know if I've said this before, but if I hadn't had the support from the people that watch the channel and take part and get in touch with me, send me messages, if I hadn't been doing this, especially with the way I've been feeling over the last few weeks, I'd have given this up, I think. And yeah, and the fact that people have been supporting me, rightfully so, have kept me going. And this is where we can fall off the wagon, isn't it? And it doesn't matter what we're taking, because I was so close to just stopping the jabs. And you literally saw me make the decision on Wednesday about whether to stay on it or not, because I was so in two minds. And it probably, well, the plan would have been to have just stopped it momentarily, but then maybe I wouldn't have got back on it, and maybe the weight would have just gone back on like it has with diets in the past. And my way of thinking now is that if I can get to, bring in a little bit of an exercise plan into it as well, nothing strenuous, nothing silly, something that hopefully most of us can sort of manage, or just inspire just people to get out and move a little bit more. Maybe you can help keep me going doing that as well. Because let's face it, when we've had gym equipment or when we've started gym memberships in the past, like me, a lot of people out there, it doesn't last long, does it? It's like the January memberships when all the offers are on, isn't it? New Year's resolutions. How long do people keep it going for? So the plan is, in a nutshell, to keep it going, and let's see if we can get some positivity going across the group. So yeah, if anyone's got any ideas, I mean, I'm only going to do basic stuff. So what have I got coming? I've got a weights bench, one of these foldable weights bench, and I'll put some links up. I've not spent a lot of money at all, and I don't plan on. And to be fair, with what we spend on the Mounjaro, it's all costing a lot of money anyway. But that said, it does balance out with not buying the takeaways. Like we used to have takeaways all the time at home. So it's helped with my family, me being on this diet. And it's helped with the purse strings as well, because we used to spend too much money. And even the shopping bill reflects on stuff now. We still have some treats for the kids and the wife. And like I say, I've been having a couple of treats. Do you want to know what I had yesterday? I won't go through the whole week, but I had some mackerel on toast for sort of brunch yesterday. One piece of brown bread toast, seeded bread, tin of mackerel with the oil drained out. It was in sunflower oil. That saw me through until I had some Supreva in some plain yogurt yesterday afternoon just to fill a hole. And then last night, I did some lemon and herb home cooked chicken with jacket potato, sweet corn and peas last night. And the chicken had the skin on. I kept the chicken with the skin on. Yes, it ups the calories a bit, but it was still well within. I had a what was the yogurt? I had one of these Aldi's protein yogurts. And then, literally before bedtime, about 8 o'clock last night, my wife had been to Aldi's and she bought these strawberry tart things, and they're about 300 calories. And I still had about that to go. And I had one of them strawberry tart last night, and it was really nice actually. If you've seen them, if you know the ones I'm talking about, I'm not going to put it up because I don't want to entice people to be getting up. But that was the treat, and that's the sort of thing that I've been doing this week. Apart from I think one of the days we'd had a pork chop meal, which was lovely, and I kept all the crispy fat on it. And it is just to make sure I'm hitting those calories, because sometimes, and what I was doing before, well, even when I was not reaching the calories, just oh well, yeah, I'll be burning body fat, but it's not going to be good for you in the long run. If you're in a calorie deficit anyway, just try and hit a target. Don't set your targets, and this is what people have been telling me. Don't set your targets at say 1800 and then get to 1600 and say, "Oh, I've done even better today." Try and stick to plan, because it won't do you any good really. If you're feeling rubbish with it, it's just going to make you feel even worse. And like we've been saying a lot on this plan, you've got to still enjoy your food. And if you're like I was at certain points and still am on certain days, reminding yourself to eat, it's not a good thing. So you've got to have good quality. I know I have some of these meal replacement shakes that ensures that I hit the right calories at certain times. They are just a really good quick fix for me at times. And I don't have them every day, but sometimes it'll be oats, and I'll make sure I have eggs and fruits and things like that. So whatever suits you. I'm not going to knock anyone. People going on about processed foods and that. We're putting Mounjaro into our veins, for God's sakes, well, into our bodies. So I'm not going to moan about having a bit of processed foods every now and then. As long as you balance it out with the good, healthy, natural stuff as well, I'm sure that we'll be fine. So anyway, that will do for a quick catch up this week. We've done the weights and measures. We'll do the weigh. No, we won't. We'll do the jab on Wednesday. Let's have a really good week. Keep the positive comments coming. Let's see how the exercise stuff goes. I might put a little short on when it arrives, just of setting it up maybe, and you can have a look at what I've got. I'll put some links in for what I'm getting. Don't expect anyone to just follow. This is just for me and my thing. I don't know what I'm going to do about the gym membership. I'll keep it going, like I say, for now. But I will update you in the week as to how it's all going. keep in touch. If there's any questions, we'll get back onto the questions and answers thing, because there's been a few that I really want to catch up on for this week coming. There's been quite a few in there, especially with the holiday season coming up as well, people making plans around holidays and things. But anyway, I'll speak to you then. Have a good week. Take care.